Hi, I'm Lucy. I've been on the program 5 months and I've lost 30 pounds. My weight loss journey has been kind of a long one. I had been kind of like a chubby kid and sort of like found the weight room when I was a teenager and managed to lose about 30-40 pounds. And from that point, I stayed pretty athletic up until about my 30s. I actually did Muay Thai and I competed for Canada. I had 2 provincial titles and then I went to Thailand and I got the bronze for Canada. In Muay Thai, I actually met this girl, Diane, who had joined the boy program. Diane and I had kept in touch from Muay Thai and I had met my husband. I had 2 kids. Gained a bunch of weight, ended up actually being able to lose that weight on my own. Really decided I loved fitness and sort of quit my corporate career and started doing my own fitness company. So I was doing that for almost a year. I was in great shape. And then I had an accident one day which caused an injury in my neck, which basically sort of rendered me on very light activity for probably a year and a half. And I ended up having to give up the fitness company and I gained 30 pounds. So I met my friend Diane one day and she was looking amazing. And I was just like, what are you doing? And so she was telling me all about the boy program and I was just like, okay, yeah. And then I sort of saw her a few more times and every time I saw her, she was looking better and better. And I was just like, okay, I need to see what this is all about. And then basically I was like, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm just gonna try it. For me, it was like what attracted me to boy was that I always knew how to lose the weight, but where I was struggling was in sort of the maintenance, because if something bad happened in life, I'm an emotional eater and drinker. So I kind of go to those things and I needed to find a program that could sort of teach me how to get to the weight that I wanted to be at, and then sort of the reverse diet aspect was so interesting to me, and then being able to learn to maintain the weight, because everybody can lose the weight. It's actually trying to like keep it off is the hard part. So when I received the material for the program, it was very familiar to me because I actually had done a nutrition program years ago. At one point I was planning to become a nutritionist and then didn't end up doing it. But I was on keto for a while. And the program is very similar to keto, not just in terms of the program I was doing before. It was very whole foods, wholesome foods. And basically with Sue's program is almost switching, like going from a high fat ratio to a higher carb protein ratio than what I was doing, but it was very similar food. To me, it was great because I was at the point where I was almost had to become friends with carbs, because I was like, I can't sustain this keto lifestyle. I have kids and I was constantly making different foods for everybody and it was getting kind of crazy. So I was just like, you know what? I need to make friends with carbs. I like carbs. So I was like, I need to find a program where someone can teach me when to, teach me about macros, teach me the proper way, when to be eating them, exactly what to do. So the program was great because I received this material and I told you exactly what to do, when to do it. I am that type of person. It might have been from training for so long in Muay Thai that you have coaches and they tell you what to do, they have the plan, and then you follow the plan and you succeed. Like I became a champion. So the same thing with Sue's program. Each person is an individual and there's certain things that you have to change in the program sometimes to make it work for you. Because I have the neck injury and I also have a prolapse from having children, we had to modify some exercises. I love the food. It was whole foods. It makes you feel good. There's variety. Kind of forces you to get away from like processed foods and salts and things like that and actually just be like, okay, what can I make with, just real wholesome food? Because I was a trainer before, I really knew the exercises in terms of modifications, because I can't do a full sit-up. I can't do a push-up. But I was still able to achieve some really good results by modifying a lot of things. I didn't do any plyo, like jumping, up until probably like 3 months in. So I basically would contact Sue or Carly and I'd say, okay, I can't do X, Y, and Z. I'm thinking of doing these exercises. What do you think? And they're like, do this one and this one, but do these other 3 instead. So it was like it was good communication like that. And the boy workouts at first are not, they're not for heavy lifting. It's more to get your body moving and start to lean down a bit. So I didn't have to use heavy weights. It was very lightweight at first. Then when I got into sort of the photo shoot workouts, when I was starting to lift heavier weights, I was ready for it because I had worked my way up very slowly at my own pace to sort of get to the level that I was ready to lift heavier weights. So my body feels like almost normal, like pre-accident. As I get older, like I'm 45, I want to keep going and keep improving my health because I have 2 small kids, you know, and I want to make sure that like their mom is showing them that, you know, a healthy lifestyle is the way to be. Like my youngest, when I told her I was doing the photo shoot, she's like, why are you doing the photo shoot? And I said, well, mommy hit a goal. And I said, I never say diet or anything. I always just say I'm eating healthy and I'm getting strong. And she's like, okay, well, when I'm your age, I want to be stronger than you. And I was just like, okay, great. Yeah. I was just like, that's cool. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Coming from a place where I've tried different programs, I just find sometimes, as Sue also says, it's really great to have a mentor or somebody who knows a bit more than you to help navigate the path. Because with weight loss, it's never like you get to point A to point B like super clear, like super fast. There's always ups and downs, and having a team who's able to sort of like put you, like guide you and sort of like bring you back to your correct path if you've wandered off a little bit is great. And I think the fact that they're so organized and there's so much information and there's so much support, I had a lot of success. I also found the weekly check-ins were great because there was times where I would just be like, oh, just forget it. I'm having some wine tonight. I'm gonna relax. And then, you know, my weight loss wouldn't be as great. And Sue or Carly would always say the right thing. They might be a little bit firm or they might be softer, and it was just kind of, I don't know how they did it, but it was sort of the right thing at the right moment to say in order to sort of like be like, okay, I need to get back on track. Yeah, I just think the fact that the program is very organized and well laid out in their support, I think it's definitely worth somebody to try. I find the workouts fun and interesting and challenging. And if you've never worked out before, you can do it, because I went from someone who had an injury, and of course, I had to do things very carefully and look for guidance when I needed it, but I was able to progress quite far in a very short amount of time.